Good day, everyone. This is Joe Balbiran Aban, a regulated Canadian immigration consultant based in the border city of Lloydminster, Alberta, and Saskatchewan. So I'm reaching out with this video to address the many calls, emails, and messages we received concerning the recent news from IRCC that Canada ends temporary public policy allowing visitors to apply for work permits from within the country. So, is there really a need to panic? I would say no. Why? Because this isn't something new. This is the old way, a return to the pre-pandemic way of handling work permit applications for visitors in Canada. So, for those planning to apply for visitor visa or ETA, the electronic travel authorization, you still can visit Canada as planned. And if you have that dual intention to seek employment, your plans can still proceed as before. And those already in Canada as visitors, once you found an employer with a LMAA or the Labor Market Impact Assessment, or an employer in the process of obtaining one, you don't need to leave Canada. So you can remain in Canada physically while we submit your application for your work permit application outside Canada to the visa offices responsible for processing the work permits outside Canada. Okay, so it is the application that will be sent outside Canada, not the applicant. So just make sure that if you're a visitor in Canada while waiting for the decision of your work permit process outside Canada, you maintain your valid temporary resident status as a visitor. So again, I have that video, the difference of the status and visa, because those two words are different. So with this new but old way of submission, the only difference is that once your work permit application is approved, you need to go to the border or the nearest port of entry to get your original work permit. So what you bring is your port of entry letter or your approval letter. It's also called letter of introduction. This process of going to the closest border is also known as flag polling or exit. And again, is a return to the pre-pandemic practice. So for those who prefer, like if you'd rather wait for your work permit application decision from your home country or any other countries, you're allowed, or any other countries you're allowed to enter, like feel free to do so. You can choose to leave Canada. But if you're eager to get your work permit as soon as possible, because work permit processing right now, current processing is like 3 to 5 months, you can visit the border as soon as you get your approved LMAA from your employer. So just be prepared for potential questions from the border officer as the application will be processed in the border. So your work permit application, bringing your LMAA, you're applying at the border. So you're not applying online. Okay, so like be prepared for before going to the border. So when this visitor to worker temporary public policy was introduced in August 2020, I made a video explaining the difference between the inside, outside Canada work permit application, and including the forms or the correct form to use, and there's also the eligibility criteria, because right now there are still visitors that are eligible for an application for a work permit inside Canada. So what are those? Check it out, okay? Because not all visitors' application of work permits will be processed outside Canada. So again, it is just sad to hear and read in social media postings from clients and friends that someone has paid thousands because of this policy, despite they're not eligible or they don't even have employer yet. So thus IRCC abruptly ended this policy because aside from these bad actors, there is really indeed the increase of unemployment rate in Canada. So read seek second or third advice or opinion from immigration professionals if you are in doubt. So thank you for watching, and I hope you find this video helpful. Bye-bye.